Good morning, Facebook. It's Dave Beamer here. Out in a little bit of rain this morning. Those of you that do know me that I absolutely despise being cold and wet. But you know what? The whole idea lately is to be uncomfortable, right? Because if you're living in comfort, then you're not accomplishing what you are capable of accomplishing. And so, I knew it was going to rain on me this morning. I chose to leave anyway. So here's what I got for you. I'm going to try and keep these a little bit shorter. I definitely want them to be under 5 minutes, maybe under 4 minutes. So here's what I got for you. So, a couple days ago, my wife told me the check engine light was on in the van. Those of you that have been around me know I've got a little history with cars. So I went out, I assessed it, hooked a little scanner up to it, determined what was wrong with it. And I made the decision that it was fine to put my wife and one of our daughters in it to take a little trip about an hour and a half away. It's a trip they take on a weekly basis. And so here's what showed up for me yesterday. They were on their way home late yesterday afternoon. And in that, van broke down. And I had to go up and fix the van at a gas station right off the expressway. And as I began to reflect on that, it's what I do, right? It's kind of what I bring to you guys every day is like, hey, here was a problem that showed up. Here was what I was looking at when I reflected on it in order for me to get clear on the upstream problem, because it's generally a mindset issue. And so here's what showed up for me in that is that I made that decision to let them go. My mindset was more of a scarcity mindset. It was more of a financial and time restricted mindset. It's pouring. And I was looking at, why did I do that and the downstream problems that caused. And then looking at how frequently I make decisions from that mindset and the effects of that. And really what it was me believing that I didn't have what it took in order to fill the gap, right? The gap of time, the gap financially, if I had made the decision to fix it in the moment, right? And so what showed up for me then was I began reflecting to see, like, where else in my life am I making decisions in that kind of scarcity mindset, right, of I can't, and start assessing, why do I make decisions from there, right? So what other areas do I believe that I look at this gap between where I am and where I want to be, and I kind of stand on the edge, right? I kind of stand on the edge and I look and I say, man, I don't know if I can fill that gap. Now, am I in the mindset, am I of the awareness at that time to identify that's what I'm doing? Absolutely not. Right, it's something that's trained into me over time. And so I'll ask you, like, where in your life on a daily basis do you look at something and out of fear that you can't close the gap, right? And you may not even know that that's what it is, right? But to bring awareness around that is, where do you stop? Like, why do you stop? And you start identifying those things so that you can pull out and change your behavior, right? And change your action. So I think, man, where do I not lean into a relationship because I don't know if I have what it takes to be in that conversation? Where do I not lean into a business decision because I don't know if I have what it takes, if I have the time, the energy, the knowledge, or what it is in order to accomplish that task? Where is it in my health where I don't lean into a decision, a commitment, because I don't know that I have what it takes in order to close that gap, to get from where I am until I want to go? And ultimately, what I want to share with you is that's all mindset. Like, listen to me, you have the skill set necessary. You have the skill set necessary to accomplish it. It's your mind that keeps you where you are, right? When you can identify where you are and ultimately where you're going, it's only your mindset that keeps you there. Don't doubt whether or not you have what it takes. You have it. It's just whether or not you're willing to use it. Are you willing to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation and go? That's the question. Like, it's not a question of whether or not you can pull it off. It's not a question of whether or not you can fill the gap, right? You have what it takes. You're just unwilling to be uncomfortable. I right? And that's where the conversation started. I was unwilling to be uncomfortable. And so in that place, it created a much bigger problem with much I had no control over the timing of, right? And so I'll just ask you to identify where are you making decisions because you're scared? Where are you making decisions because you're not sure that you can fill the gap? And then recognize that is just your mindset. You have the skill sets necessary. Like we're in a place of time, and this video is a prime example, right? Like we're in a place in time, where knowledge is not a problem, right? You can go on this device, on this cell phone, and you can get answers to so many questions. The problem is your lack of action, is my lack of action. That's the problem. And that's what I come on here and I try to help with on a daily basis or on a fairly regular basis, is just to come on here and say, look, it's not a knowledge problem. It's a go problem. It's a go problem. So I'm coming on here this morning. I'm telling you to go. Stop looking over the edge and wondering if it's possible, and know that it is possible. You're just unwilling to make the commitment. I am just unwilling to make that commitment at times until I reflect back and I recognize that that's ultimately what kept me stuck. And so then I can lean into it and I can change that behavior. I can change that pattern. It's possible. It's possible. You can accomplish it. You can. I can. We can. Right? So here's what I got for you. That's it. That's what I got for you today. I hope that adds value to where you are. Know that I am always available. Reach out to me, private message me, DM me on Instagram. Whatever works for you. Give me a call. Most of you know how to get a hold of me. Give me a call, shoot me an email. Whatever that looks like, I'd love to help solve the problem that you are facing today. Love you guys. Have a great day. It's Thursday. I think it's Friday. Today's Friday. That's even better. It's even better if you don't enjoy your week and you're always looking forward to the weekend. And that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. Take care, guys.